Chijioke stood frozen at the entrance of the kitchen, disbelief washing over him as he watched his wife Ifeyinwa rinsing a bowl filled with dark crimson liquid. After she'd finished, she poured the reddish water into the pot of soup simmering on the stove. It felt surreal to him. He pinched himself to check if he was dreaming. The stark reality hitting him hard, mixing disappointment, fear, and rage. Chijioke was a prosperous businessman who had inherited his father's successful textile company after his untimely death. He had met Ifeyinwa during a job interview where she applied for a position in his company. Captivated by her beauty and charisma, he offered her the job on the spot. Months later, they fell deeply in love and married. But Chijioke struggled with a serious flaw: his relentless infidelity. Despite being married, he couldn't resist the allure of other women drawn to him by his wealth. Ifeyinwa was aware of Chijioke's past, but believed she could change him. She thought that having a child would solidify their bond. Yet, years passed with no luck. Doctors confirmed she was healthy, leaving her frustrated and heartbroken. One day, Ifeyinwa and her best friend Ada attended a wedding at a lavish hotel. To their shock, they spotted Chijioke entering a room with a much younger woman. Ada quickly alerted Ifeyinwa, but Ifeyinwa, ashamed to admit the truth, urged her to let it go. However, Ada insisted they confront him, and Ifeyinwa eventually revealed her husband's betrayal, tears streaming down her face. Ada, I know the truth. He's been unfaithful since our first month of marriage. I thought things would change, Ifeyinwa sobbed. Ada, who had always envied Ifeyinwa's seemingly perfect life, was stunned. Determined to help her friend, she suggested they seek out a powerful herbalist known for solving marital issues. Ifeyinwa, there's a woman in our village who can help. I think she has magical remedies, Ada proposed. Desperate for a solution, Ifeyinwa eagerly agreed. They visited the herbalist where Ifeyinwa poured out her heart, pleading for help to make Chijioke faithful. The herbalist offered a dark solution involving a special bowl, instructing Ifeyinwa to wash her menstrual blood in it and use it to cook for Chijioke. Despite the herbalist's warnings of dire consequences, Ifeyinwa's desperation led her to agree. She took the bowl home, hiding it until her time of the month arrived. Following the herbalist's instructions, she prepared Chijioke's favorite dish, unaware of the dangers ahead. That evening, Chijioke returned home. Drawn in by the delicious aroma of Ifeyinwa's cooking, he devoured the meal, and for the first time in ages, he showered her with affection. Ifeyinwa felt hope rekindled. Believing the herbalist's words were coming true. But as the weeks went by, Ifeyinwa noticed a change in Chijioke. He became possessive and aggressive. One evening, after an argument about his late night, he turned violent, leaving Ifeyinwa bruised and terrified. This was the first time he had ever laid a hand on her. Ifeyinwa called Ada, who rushed to her side, horrified by the transformation. "You need to leave him, Ifeyinwa. This isn't love," Ada urged. But Ifeyinwa was torn between her desire for a family and her fear of losing Chijioke. Weeks later, Ifeyinwa discovered she was pregnant. A wave of fear washed over her as she recalled the herbalist warning. She had failed to follow the instructions, and now the consequences would be severe. Torn between joy and dread, she shared the news to Chijioke, who seemed genuinely happy. "Let's celebrate. I'll buy you a new car," he exclaimed, embracing her. But soon, their happiness was shattered. One night after returning home late, Chijioke found Ifeyinwa had locked the door. In a drunken fury, he broke in, and their confrontation turned violent. He struck her, and in his blind rage, he caused irreparable harm. Ifeyinwa's cries for help went unheard. When the neighbors called for assistance, it was too late. The aftermath was devastating. Ifeyinwa lost the baby, and the joy she had hoped for crumbled in despair. Months later, Chijioke found himself behind bars, convicted for the unthinkable act he had committed in a fit of rage. Ifeyinwa was buried. Her story, a haunting reminder of the perils of desperation and the consequences of trying to change someone who refused to change. Ada mourned the loss of her friend, reflecting on the choices that had led to this tragedy. The village whispered of the cursed bull and the herbalist's dark magic, warning others to beware of quick fixes in matters of the heart. "Chijioke may be imprisoned, but I've lost my best friend," Ada lamented. "We cannot marry a flawed character hoping to alter them. What comes through dubious means doesn't last forever." In the end, Ifeyinwa's tragic tale served as a reminder that true love cannot be forced. It must be nurtured with trust, respect, and loyalty. And as Ada looked out at the sunset, she vowed to honor her friend's memory by sharing her story, hoping to prevent others from making the same mistakes.